Howard Hughes got here under the cover of darkness on a train from Boston on Thanksgiving Eve, 1966. And about 3 people in Las Vegas knew he was going to be here. Hank Greenspun, who was then the publisher of the Las Vegas Sun newspaper, Paul Laxalt, who was the governor, and Perry Thomas, who was the president of Valley Bank, whose biography I had the pleasure of doing maybe a dozen years ago. And Perry was the one who orchestrated all 6 hotel takeovers that Howard Hughes purchased during the 4 years he was here. And the value of Hughes in Las Vegas history is that people didn't know then that he had long hair and long fingernails and spent afternoons shooting at flies on the window with rubber bands, which he did on days where he wasn't hitting on all the pistons. How do we say it? Because Hughes was alternately brilliant and mentally incapacitated in the 4 years he was in Las Vegas. I've written tons of stuff about him and interviewed everybody from his... Do we have somebody in here whose father is Gordon Margulies? Is that your dad? Yep. Wonderful man. I got to know him, and he would have known... You know way more about Howard Hughes than I do, being his son, but Gordon was a quiet source for George Knapp and I, who's another investigative reporter, and he would tell us stories, but he was very careful, and I finally got to meet him in person maybe 10 years ago when another book on Hughes came out. But it was Laxalt's political power, Hank Greenspun orchestrating the publicity in his newspaper, the Las Vegas Sun, and Perry Thomas doing the financing behind the scenes that allowed Hughes to purchase 6 different hotels in the 4 years he was here. The perception was a wonderful thing for Las Vegas because all of the hotels he was purchasing had strong organized crime ties. And so the perception in the Las Vegas community was this brilliant businessman, Howard Hughes, who owned movie studios and set world aviation records and was at one time thought to be the wealthiest man in America, is buying up these hotels, and that has to be good for the image of Las Vegas. And so Hughes' value to Las Vegas in the 4 years he was here was more about the perception that his owning them was better for the future of the city than having guys who wore pinstripe suits with broken noses running these hotels and skimming from the casinos.